Okay, hello everyone. It's Anissa here again. I just thought I'd give you a little tour what the outside of our house looks like, or a little bit of what we've been up to since we moved here. It's really snowy out, but I was actually gonna take a trip to the shop. We have new puppies, so I'll give you a show of our new puppies, but on the way I'll show you a little bit of our yard and what we've done since we moved here. So you come out our back door, you can kind of see this beautiful yard that we have. We have lots of snow this time of year, but this was one of the reasons we really, well, I personally really liked this property, was all the trees and yeah, it's just gorgeous. Garage is over here. It's a 2-bay garage. The back of it, at that door right there, is we've made into a chicken coop. Now it's not the best right now at this time of year. It's always so cold and stuff in the chicken coop in the winter, so we'll stay out of there for now. But at the back there you can see just these pens. I'll walk over there and give you a show. We built those on. They're just little runs for the chickens. And turkeys, I guess. We have turkeys as well. And some ducks. So you can see we just took some timbers out of the bush to make these. And we also had some bigger trees that were just back here where we cut them down and we used them for the top there. So much snow, eh? So back over here is a pasture behind the barn. That wasn't there. We put that in, and actually we built this swing set. Also when we arrived. So here's the back of one of the runs that we've built, and so there's 3 of them here. Inside we have 4 pens, but we only put 3 runs. Just one of the pens we use for some of the small chicks so that they can't go out, or some of the ducklings and things like that. So there you have that. And again, for perspective, that's the back of our house. I just walked a few feet over here. Okay, so if we go a little bit further, here's the barn that we've been building. It's just the bottom half so far. He hasn't got around to the top yet, and then winter came, so we kind of put a halt on it. And then there's our coal stove. We've never experienced that before we came to the west, but it's a coal stove, and it augers the coal from that bin into the back of the stove, and that's how it heats everything. There's the pasture again. Some of our calves are they're not liking the cold too much. And I'll take you in here to the shop to see the puppies. There's our pretty girl there. So she's a Pyrenees. We actually got them to protect the livestock out here. We had heard from the neighbors that wolves and coyotes were a big issue here. We haven't actually experienced any issues, but maybe these dogs are doing their work. So this is Shasta.
We have our 2 Pyrenees dogs that are supposed to one day guard the place. That there's Shasta, and Brooder's way out there.
And all their cute little puppies. Hello, little guys. Oh, they're so cute. So there's 7 of them. 4 boys and 3 girls, I think. Oh, they're so cute. I haven't been out here in so long. They got huge. Good girl, Shasta. Good girl. So they're about 4 weeks old, I do believe. Chubby little things. Hello. Hello. So if you watched our other video, there's the mound of snow that just keeps growing. So it looks like he's going to have to plow again. We've got a little bit of snow. So just over here is where I planted potatoes and some carrots last year. And over there is where my mother sleeps when she comes for a visit. These are our compost bins, and this is an extra. This is a wood stove we're looking actually to get rid of or sell. Guess I haven't really said, but this here is our ice rink that Aaron and the kids have been working on. So it's just about done. So for perspective again, there's the house, there's the garage, there's the back of the garage. So over here is my other garden that I planted. In some of the pictures on our Facebook page, you can see all the plants that we had last year. In that garden, we put that fence and everything in. There was never a fence there before, and we put the fence in across the front of the property as well. And I think we might have a video coming of our fence shortly, but I'm not sure on that. So if you turn around here, and you can see this is the well house, and then there's a laneway going back here to our fields at the back. And then again, there's some of our equipment, and then the shop. The previous owners actually that we heard used to build grain bins and in here, so that's why it's so tall, and then this big beams there for them to bring them out of the shop. Yeah, so there's just a little about. Again, so here's the side of the shop again, and if you look, we had a little like a lane here a little bit. It's this right here, actually. It's where our goats were last year. There we had a pasture. We had them in the shop.
And anyway, that goes all the way out there. That's our well house. And there's a big garbage pile I'd like to clean up. We inherited. And that's all fenced there, in there. It's my new seed drill. Just bought that this spring and this auger last fall. And the back of this shop here, that's going to be our hay land there. On the other side of this bush back there is oats. And way back behind there is peas, all seeded down.
Back of the shop before we built the barn. And then they went out here to this pasture here. So there's some bins. We bought those bins and brought them in as well. They weren't here when we got here. I might have some footage on them arriving. This winter wonderland we have. And then the other side of the barn. So the top of the barn will be finishing come spring, hopefully. And this door actually is a little apartment. Actually, our oldest used to live there. In the back. See if we can get through these drifts. Got a little bit of snow on my boot. Okay, again for perspective, there's the back door, the garage, and now we're over here under the trees with the little birdies. Chickadees eating out of the duck feed. There's the fence again. That was our garden. There's a couple apple trees over there, some pear trees that we planted last year. And this pasture over here again, we put that in as well. That wasn't there. Beautiful little oasis in here. Now back in here is a trail that goes back through these trees. We'll see if I can get there today. It might be a little snowy. Okay, so this is that trail. Let's see if we can find any partridge today. There's at least 4 of them back here usually. fort the kids were working on. Part of it was here when we got here, but they were building or adding on to it. They were adding on to it last year. Looks like we have some trucks going through. It's quite the little forest. It's kind of the windbreak. Most farms or most acreages in the west have the windbreak behind their house. This one they did a really good job. A lot of different varieties of trees, so it's quite beautiful in here. Okay, so I'm back in the house and we just finished supper actually, so hopefully I don't have too much stuff in my teeth, but I hope you enjoyed that tour of our backyard and also those puppies. We will have to do an update later on in the spring when all that white stuff disappears, but for now that's what our backyard looks like in our yard. So we will catch you on the next one. Take care and God bless.